Good evening, folks. Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, I'm joined by a special guest. We're going to discuss some things here in the city of Yonkers, specifically as it relates to nonprofit. Join me. Good evening, folks. Freddie Vasquez. How you doing? Today is Sunday, October 16th, 2023. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, special guest, Maddie Cheatham from Pamela's Big Heart Foundation, someone who has done a lot in the city here, in the community, to help those who are in need. Please give me, or help me, I should say, welcome Maddie to the show. We've been trying to get this on for a while. Maddie, how you doing? Are you there?
Hi, I'm here, Freddie. How are you?
I'm doing good. And the crowd goes wild for Maddie. One more time. And I had to do it a few times because you do a lot in the community, and I have a lot of respect for what you've done and what you continue to do. And so, you know, I'm always about supporting people who give their time to the community to help those that have some kind of a need, right? And you've also partnered up with other organizations as well as members of the community to do a lot of things here in the community. So I'm always, you know, bigging that up, you know. So thank you. I'm glad that I have you on the show, and thank you for joining me tonight. I know we've been trying to, you know, make this happen for a while, but you're here tonight, and I appreciate it. So welcome. How you doing, Maddie?
I'm good, Freddie. I'm good, and I'm very, very happy to be here, Freddie. And before I say anything else, I just want to give a big kudos to you, Freddie. And I want to thank you for the work that you have taken it upon yourself to do as far as the truth telling in the city, because not only are you telling the truth, but you're doing it with integrity. And so I thank you for that, Freddie.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, definitely always appreciate the support. And, you know, and I always like to say this, you know, it takes a lot of us, you know, it takes everyone. And you're definitely someone who are, you know, here to help the people. And tonight we're going to do some more truth telling, right?
Yes, we are, Freddie. We are going to do some truth telling because the truth needs to be told in order for our city to purge and heal.
That's right. And so we're going to talk about a few things tonight. It's going to get really good, folks, so bear with us. But first, I definitely want to highlight you, Maddie. I want to talk about who you are, what you've done really quick before we get into defamation and blackballing and all the crazy things that are going on here in the city of Yonkers, some of which I've been talking about already, but you're going to bring some new things that, you know, I can relate to actually, but hearing it from someone else is definitely, you know, shows that this is not lies, it's not fake. This is very real. This is really happening. So we're definitely going to get into that. But I want to first, you know, talk about you, Maddie. Let us know who you are, what you've done, what are you doing here in the city of Yonkers, and for the members of this community.
And so everyone, you might hear a little crying, but please excuse that because I am a mom of 4. I'm a very proud mom, but my name is Maddie Cheatham, and I'm the founder of an organization here in Yonkers called Pamela's Big Heart. The foundation is entitled Pamela because it is in honor of my late mother. Her tireless work in the community, not only with the children that she chose to sign on to work with, but just the children all over the community, really inspired me to be not only a light, not only a voice, but to be a resource to everyone in the community. And so I host a digital access program here in Yonkers where I provide laptops as well as digital access programs free of charge to Yonkers public school students and their families, as well as the elderly and the homeless, as I feel like digital access is something that is not only the future, But if we're going to continue to maintain that our children are the future, then they need to be a part of digital access instead of a part of the device. And so I also do food pantries. Pretty much any need that I see in Yonkers that needs to be filled, I try to meet that need.
So, really quick, I just want to, one second, I just want to touch on that. So you mentioned that you do a food pantry as well, right? And so where do you do this food pantry? Because I've been talking about food pantries and that there are other organizations out there that also, provide and distribute food for those who may have food insecurity. So where do you do your food pantry at?
And so originally I was doing it at 229 North Broadway, but now I host a monthly food pantry, one in Getty Square that hosts meals for the homeless, and one for the community at 18 Corlock Street, and all are welcome. I use my own money to buy the items. Last year, the United Way of Westchester and Putnam County did recognize that I was using my own resources, and they did help me with a few pantries. I want to say about 6 pantries. The United Way did help me with that, but I do use my own money for these pantries. The reason being is,
well, one second, we'll get. Man, I'm sorry. We'll get into the reason why, all that stuff. I just want to talk about, what you've done. So you do a food pantry, and I know you have. I saw you over there to 229 North Broadway. You were doing a lot of stuff there, a lot of giveaways. You've even have reached out to me and my organization to offer us stuff that we can donate to people. So I appreciate that. My wife appreciates that. So I've seen you doing stuff. I definitely can vouch for it, and I appreciate the stuff that you have given us, which we have, utilized, to give to people in the community, so thank you so much. I want to talk about the thing where you said with your own money, right? And, this is what we're going to get into in a little bit, in terms of the blackballing that we're going to talk about, right? I'm also have used my own money as well to do it. I haven't received $1, but that's okay. And that's what I appreciate about you and others who do good work in the community. So you named it after your mom. That's that's amazing. That's dope. And I'm sure that your mom is very proud of you right now. She's looking down on you from heaven, and I'm sure helping you and guiding you through what you do every day, right? What did that mean to you to be able to set up this organization, which you recently had a gala event, and I want to get into that as well in a little bit. What does it mean to you to see this come to fruition, and you named it in honor of your mom?
Freddie, it means everything to me, because the last conversation I had with my mom, she made me promise that I would not only continue to educate myself, but that I would educate others, especially the youth, because they are our future. And so it means everything to me to be able to not only give back to the youth, but to give back to people in other communities as well. And we are actually worldwide.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What does that mean?
We've given back in London. We've given back in Africa.
Really?
We've given back in Jamaica as well.
Wow, that's incredible. And that's a lot, a lot of work, because like you said, you are a mom of 4, right? So that's a lot of work right there, right? As a parent, I know that, and any parent will tell you that, raising kids is no joke. So, for you to be able to do all this and be the mother that you are, that's amazing. So shout out to you. And I think that, you deserve some recognition. And I, hope that people out there, can appreciate what Maddie has been doing here in the community of Yonkers, right? Now,
vice versa, Freddie. Vice versa,
in
such a big way. In such a big way. And I'm so proud of you, Freddie, for standing up. I'm so proud of you for giving back in the manner that you're giving back. And Freddie, I know you know you. I know you when you were in your recording studio. Freddie, you're still the same guy, though. You've always been humble. You've always been truthful. And you've always been about what's for the greater good of everyone else. And so it's so awesome to see you come full circle, Freddie, and really do what's right.
I appreciate that. One thing I say to people, I've never been a hater, right? I've never hated on anyone. Like, I want to see people do well. Like, I think that's dope that we all could do well, right? It's never bothered me to see other people do well. Or to try and help other people do well. And I don't care if they do better than me, if I helped you and you did better than me, that's dope, and that's what it should always be about, helping the next person, right? And unfortunately, in trying to do that, right, I'm newer to this than you. You've been doing this, helping and doing things in the community. Your organization has been active longer than mine. And so, but, me being new and coming into this whole, arena, it is like arena, it's like a boxing ring, right? Of community service and nonprofit organizations, I started to realize early on just how territorial it could be, right? It's like everybody wants to be like, this is me, I'm doing this. Look at me, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, why is it so territorial? Shouldn't it be about the greater good and just helping people? And if we can do it together to do more, that's even better, right?
Right. Yes,
So
absolutely, Freddie.
why do you think it's like that territorial with nonprofits here in the city of Yonkers?
I was in the same boat you were when I originally started, Freddie, and I've been asking myself that same question ever since. But and talking to some people, I realize it's about legacy, but not the right kind of legacy. It's about legacy and what they can build onto their name, not legacy and what they can build for their children and other people's children.
Well, what about?
And so when other organizations come and they get the recognition, they see it as that's recognition that's being taken from what could be built onto their name, as opposed to them seeing as, hey, this is another organization that's here to help. Now, some of my load is lessened, and we can be more powerful together.
Right. And what about funding? Do you think it has to, because obviously if you get more recognition as an organization that's, seems like you're doing some stuff, right? Funding is going to go to you, or they're going to, because I also, said, is it about funding? Is that what it is, that people want to be the organization to get funding? Because for me, I'm not, I have, other things that I do to generate income, right. But I know that for some people, when they start their organization, that's what they do, right? So it becomes their job, and, because they're probably paying themselves a salary, which is okay. It's not illegal to do that if you're running an organization, but you have to keep getting money funded to you, right? And grants and stuff like that, right? So, people then maybe become territorial because of that. Right? Is that what it is? That why, I've been like blackballed, or why I haven't, seen the same support maybe others have?
Let's be clear, plain and simple. You've been blackballed because you tell the truth. Because you're an honest individual, and there's not many honest individuals in Yonkers that will stand up. That's why you've been blackballed, because you're honest. That's why.
Yeah, because go ahead.
As far as the funding thing, Freddie, I can only tell you that in Yonkers, it's about favoritism. It's about the organization that's going to bend over backwards and do whatever maybe a politician says to get that politician's funding. And we're not people who are going to bend and do just whatever for a little bit of cash. We're people who really need to help. And most people don't really need to help other people. They need to help themselves.
Right. And unfortunately, that's kind of, some of what I gathered. And I just want to be very clear before we move forward. I don't want to generalize. All right. So we're not saying all organization and everyone, right. But this is something that is very real. And it's something that I just, I didn't understand. And, why, when I was doing my food drive, and I'm going to get to that, why I haven't continued doing it, because I was supposed to start it up again in the second week of October. But why, when I was doing my food distribution to the homeless, right? Because I saw food pantries, they give food to people who can cook it, have homes, but the homeless have to get something that they can eat right there. Or even if they, wait till later, it doesn't go bad, right? So we were doing sandwiches, chips, and, a drink and stuff. And then Gianna's Family Deli on Midland Avenue, shout out to them. They were helping a lot. Yeah, they did an amazing thing. God bless them. God bless Gianna's Family Deli on Midland Avenue. Make sure you show them support in business, because they did some great things for the community. And so, but they were the only ones. And John Cater, I should say, I don't want to miss him out, from Top Class Limo, right? But that's it. None of the politicians came to me, elected officials, say, hey, Freddie, what you're doing is dope. That is a huge need. We have a lot of, and people will literally run up to me to get these sandwiches, right? Because they were hungry. None of them say, hey, we got a grant so you can continue doing your thing, or hey, how can we help? Why not? Because I'm telling the truth. And
not only because you're telling the truth, but because you're shedding light on what they're not doing and could have been doing in this community. You are making it so that they have to be held accountable. And that's another reason why they're not going to fund someone like you or me.
Right. And you and I were having a conversation before you came on, and I wanted to just kind of go over some things. And you were telling me some things that were just kind of, you know, crazy, right? Just really crazy. And so, I mean, you know, like I want to talk about that Yonkers rowing thing, okay? And I want to bring that up because you know that's a program for people who may not understand the Yonkers. Is it the Yonkers Rowing Club, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an organization that you know they take people out and they go onto the Hudson on kayaks and stuff, and you know I guess they do some of the stuff with kids and all that, you know, but there's been some issues recently with that, you know, with that program and that organization where you know I mean and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's gotten to the point where it's become, you know, the things that have happened were criminal, right? And so the individual that you know runs the program, I guess he heads the program, he's African American, a black man, and he had an issue because he feels like now this is kind of that program, that organization is being taken over by, you know, non-blacks or not minorities, you know, and they're pushing out what he was trying to do. And that bothered an elected official who then may have, you know, allegedly sent someone, her aide, to damage his apartment. And he posted this, right? The individual that runs that had his apartment damaged. So he did post this. He posted this on Facebook. That individual happens to be, from what I'm hearing, Shanae Williams, the councilwoman from District 1, her I should say her boyfriend. I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so is that true? Is that
As far as the vandal, like he posted that online, and it's really sad to see something like that happen in the city, and something like that happen to a black man who's bringing something to the community, not just for the minority chosen. He's bringing it to the community for everyone, but to just vandalize and mess up something that he's doing because you don't accept it or you don't think it's great or you have something to say that downs it is just it's upset. It's upsetting to me. It makes me upset. And I think that something more needs to be done about it. I feel like the councilwoman who is this person's boss, I feel like something needs to be said.
Right. And so this was over, again, a nonprofit organization, I guess, and, you know, losing, you know, I guess, you know, the program or it being taken away from him, you know, and people are trying to do things here in the community, but it seems like they're not really supported. It's like, you know, tell me about it. Tell me some of the things, you know, where you want to start? I'll let you go ahead.
I can tell you that I've been an organization since 2017 and I have not received one grant. I have not received one offer of funding, but what I can tell you is when I host pantries, when I host laptop giveaways, when I host events for the community, I can tell you that legislators show up, city council people show up, like they all show up and they'll take a picture and they'll shake a hand and they'll do all of these things and they'll talk about how great the things I'm doing in the community are, but there's no support beyond that. And for me, support is not even the funding because I've been doing it by myself pretty much this entire time. But support is like just getting on your platform and saying, hey, go support this organization because they're doing great. As opposed to saying support another organization that might not actually be doing what they said they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Like, for example, the county legislators and the homelessness issue, which I run the homelessness outreach forum. In Yonkers,
which is a huge problem in Yonkers, and it's getting worse.
It's a huge problem, and it's getting worse. It's the county legislators that can take care of homelessness. Instead of buying up some of these affordable housing units that we're letting the developers take over or build, instead of doing that and housing the homeless, we are letting them suffer on the streets. They are giving funding to places like the YMCA, the YWCA, places like that. And nothing against those places because those organizations are awesome and they do offer excellent activities. They offer even shelter. But what I can tell you in the Salvation Army as well, what I can tell you is that, and speaking to many of those homeless men and women, they'd rather live on the street. They said that favoritism plays a big part in the sheltering process. You have to be a favorite in order for you to have any type of leniency.
Wow.
That's an issue. People are not, if someone doesn't like you that's working that day, you may not be able to get a meal or a shower. You might not even be able to get back into the facility. And I wish I could agree with the council people when they tried to dispute me the first time I brought this up and said, "Oh no, we've been there." I went there as a homeless person.
Really? You went to the YMCA or YWCA as a homeless person?
My clients were maintaining
Wow.
that the council people were wrong. I went to the sharing community and I went to the YWCA as a homeless person. And I can tell you, I was treated very hospitable at the YWCA. But when the sharing community was here, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And they would turn away people at the drop of a dime.
Wow.
The homeless people are absolutely correct. And I don't like to call them homeless people because really they are displaced human beings who are screaming out for assistance but not being helped in a community where people claim to care about the people who they serve. You cannot stand up and run for a position where you want to, serve a community and then not serve them. You can't do that. That's wrong.
And that's the problem, right? They always say that they're doing this, they're going to do this, this is what we're doing, everything is great, especially when it's, election season. But I tell people all the time, what actually have they done? What are they doing? Where's the action?
Sign on to events that organizations are holding. You're going to sign your name onto that event and you have nothing to do with those events.
Somebody says here, I'm sorry, I just want to read a comment. I personally heard the shelter lady say to a guy, "No pay, no stay," meaning if you get a check, you must turn it in. What?
Yeah. Yes, they take all the $45 out of their check. And Freddie, when I inquired about what happens to them, like how are they supposed to save the money to actually move up and out of the shelter? They don't have no explanation other than, well, we save the money that we take from them, and once they're able to get up and on their feet, we give it back to them.
Wait, so they give the shelter their check?
Yes.
And the shelter's supposed to save money for them?
Yes.
And
oftentimes, and there are also hotel programs that DSS uses that they take a working person's check as well to pay for their expenses. Yes,
wow.
This is what's happening.
Somebody says they only give them $40. And is that
45, yes.
And is that for them to stay there, or is that for them to hold and save for them?
That's for them to have for a week to survive.
Wow. It's all a scam. It's all a hustle, man. A lot of these, nonprofits that do these, homeless shelter, because it's a government check, right? A lot of times when you're doing these programs, you get government funding, right? So that's a check that guaranteed all the time, so it's a good hustle, Maddie. Maddie, someone says here, Carolyn Elizabeth Marie says, Maddie is speaking the truth. That's right. And Carolyn, please, reach out to me. We gotta talk. I apologize. I think there was some misunderstanding, but reach out to me, please. Tomorrow for sure, please. Save money? Hell no. They not saving. Nothing. They keeping it. So yeah. So the individual here is saying that they take the money. They're supposed to save it for them, but they're actually taking it. And now who's supposed to oversee this? Where's the oversight coming from?
Listen, the county legislators are supposed to be overseeing all. The county legislators deal with homelessness. Anything homelessness should be brought to the county legislators. I've tried several times, and can I tell you, I've been nothing but bullied and attacked when I try to bring it to the people who are supposed to take care of these situations.
And who's that specifically?
Specifically, I will say I have taken it a couple of times to legislator Christopher Johnson. I've taken it to two other legislators. I can't remember their names because I'm not too familiar with them. The only legislator that wanted to care, I would say, was Christopher Johnson. And what I took from the conversation with him is that being a black man, a black legislator, you don't really have too much say.
That's what he told you?
That's what I took from the conversation.
That's what you interpret that. Okay.
That's what I took from the conversation.
Someone's really quick.
You got to get in where you fit in, I guess.
And that's see, folks, and this is what I'm saying. And listen, I love everyone. I love all people, all colors. It doesn't matter. But I just, as a minority, as a Puerto Rican, I have to specifically say this to Black and Hispanics, right? Latinos. We got to stop that mentality of getting where you fit in. Okay. And this goes back to helping each other up, right? Because other groups don't do that. Other groups that are very successful, they don't leave each other and say, get in where you fit in. And this is why, I appreciate what you do, Maddie, and others that are genuinely helping people. And that's why I say I'm not a hater. I want to see people do good. So I'm always there, for, to try and help if I can. Right. Listen, Freddie, I can give you the real scoop on them shelters. Well, email me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. I'm getting a lot of emails, actually. It's kind of going crazy now. So please bear with me as I try to get through all of them and stuff, read them and answer you guys. I do want to actually give the time. So please just bear with me. But definitely email me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. And please let me know. Taking their money, shameful. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. But it doesn't surprise me, right? Does it surprise you, Maddie?
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. And what I just want to throw out there, County Legislator Christopher Johnson is literally the only legislator that does care. I do want to throw out there, I have no vendetta against him. I have nothing against that man, but I do think that he needs to stand up and do more.
Yeah.
As far as legislation, as far as the homeless, he needs to do more. As far as getting himself out there and having pantries and going to homeless shelters and making sure people are actually okay, because you're a county legislator and homelessness is something that's under you.
Yeah, I like Christopher Johnson. Personally, I just threw my pen away. I like Christopher Johnson personally. I don't, in terms, I should say, as far as a person, as a human being, good guy, beautiful family. As far as a county legislator, I don't really have anything too negative to say about him either. He does, I will say he does, communicate, which I like, because some of them just don't even communicate, right? They don't even respond to you, right? And I want to get into how some of the elected officials did not respond to you, Maddie, when you reached out to them for some help, some serious help here. And what they said to you was shocking to me. Well, what one of them said to you anyway was very shocking to me, right? And so Christopher Johnson does, communicate. So maybe we could, get on board to, and start to reach out to him together and say, hey, Chris Johnson, nothing about you negative. You're saying this is what's going on here in the shelters. This is what we're hearing. Maybe you, my brother, can help out and really see what's going on there. And it's time that we really start being a little aggressive with the way we politics, especially, those who really want to see change happen. We got to get in there. You can't say, well, I can't do nothing as this, whatever. Make it happen. You want to get elected and be a representative of the people, represent the people. Because I'll show you how to represent the people. You know what I'm saying? So
the leader that you told the people you were going to be.
Right?
Signed on,
And this is generally speaking. I'm not saying it again, Christopher Johnson, generally speaking.
Generally, be the leader. Anyone who stands up and says, hey, I want to be in this leadership position. I feel like I have what it takes. You must stand up and you must be the leader that you promised the people that you're going to be. Otherwise, bow out gracefully.
That's right. That's it. Lauren Cater says the shelters do charge a fee, even in White Plains. It makes it impossible for them to get their own place working minimum wage. Yeah, it does. Hello, that should be a no-brainer, right? Kelly Noel, oh yeah, they're the worst. That's a conversation between them. So, I want to go back to what you had said about the elected officials kind of, utilizing certain individuals' events and things that they're doing for the community to benefit and promote themselves while not, providing any support or help to put that event on, right? And you recently told me about a gala that you had for your organization in which it was crashed by some elected officials, and they didn't even pay, and they had the nerve to come with their own awards and give them out at your event. That's some real ghetto-ish. Tell me about it. Or tell everybody about it.
And so the only elected officials that spoke to me before coming to my event with the awards were Shelley Mayer.
Shout out to Shelley Mayer.
Yes, Shelley Mayer.
And shout out to Mike Spano.
Can I just say Shelley Mayer is someone who does the work that she says she's going to do. She puts her best foot forward at everything. I had no issue with that, and the way that she reached out was very much respectful.
That's what's up.
She is somebody who always commends my work.
That's what's up.
And so I was happy to see her come. But it was interesting that Nader Sage had showed up because he didn't contact me in advance. I've never spoken to that man. I might have seen him once at a voting event. that I have my organization, but you only came because the Rotary Club was coming to my organization. You didn't come because it was anything to do with me or my organization.
So he came to your event, right? You had this gala, Nader Sage, the assemblyman for the 90th district, who's running for re-election, showed up unannounced, uninvited. He came with his own awards. Go ahead.
It's better because Nader Sage had to leave early. My event got completely switched around. So the award ceremony that was supposed to be towards the end needed to happen first because the elected officials had things that they wanted to say.
So
which I thought that was absolutely crazy. That first of all, you did not accept the invite that was sent to you. You showed up with your own awards, and then my event was changed completely from what I needed it to be.
So they came, so some uninvited came with their own awards, to just do their own thing at your event. And then because they had to leave early because they really didn't really want to be there, they just wanted to snap a couple pictures, do this thing because it's election, right? Nader Sage is up for re-election this November. They had you shift around your schedule at your event and move the award ceremony up early. Did Nader Sage ever pay you? End up sending you money for that?
Never. He's never paid me anything. Not that I want the payment. But it's just upsetting because I had a silent auction that didn't do too well because that was right to go first.
Wow. And they love to say that about the community. And look how they did a community member who is giving, up from her own pocket, from, her own time to do this. And they come in and hijack it and don't even offer anything. Lauren Cater says, Maddie, 2024. How does that sound?
Listen, let's do it. I am absolutely not opposed to running for any of those positions because I can promise you right now, any position that I put my feet in, I'm going to give it my best shot. Anything that I sign my name to is because God told me to sign my name to it. And to do everything that I can, not for myself, but for everybody else to be good. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. At the end of the day, we're all connected by God.
That's
right. If one person is messed up in this world, no matter how it looks, no matter if you have a warm bed to go lay in at night, you're messed up too because that one person is messed up.
Well, amen to that. Somebody said, go check the books. The proof is there. How many people them shelters got apartments? It should be public info. Definitely send me an email at politicwithfred@gmail.com, and then we can start doing this together, folks, because, again, all the help I can get from folks, it's really much appreciated, and together is how we win. So definitely I appreciate that. So yeah, that's crazy. Nader Sage, make sure you send some, I don't care, do something at least, to help Maddie and her organization for you taking the opportunity on your own to do your thing at her event so you can take some pictures. That's messed up, Nader Sage. Okay, so make sure you send something out to Maddie for that, please. Maddie, please post your organization's information so we can help. We'll put the information at the end. I'll at the end of it, Maddie, I'll let you post your, say your information, then I'll post it so the people can have it. And then, they can reach out to you, help, with any donations and things like that. So, that'd be dope. Someone says, Maddie just friended me on Facebook. That's the spirit, my girl. Don't take no ish off nobody. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's even more disheartening to me, Freddie, is that some of the public officials who have showed up to my event are people who have said the most heinous things about me in the community.
Wow.
And my thing is that none of these people know me personally. Before I started my organization, when I started my organization, I was in my late 20s, meaning none of them knew me before that. They have gone into the community and said that I have screwed my way to the top.
Well, we'll get into that really quick. I don't want to just jump.
Outreach ladder, you can't screw your way to the top of the community outreach ladder when you're using
well, hold on one second. We'll dive into that. I don't want that. We just went in head first off the cliff. Steve Simpson says, Maddie, you are a great. Yeah, he says, Maddie, you are a great community partner. Keep up the good work. That was from Steve Simpson. Shout out to you, Steve Simpson.
Club.
Someone says, say no to Nader. The page says that's called Say No to Nader. If you speak out against Bader, Lorraine Lopez will come after you. And we're going to talk about that, actually.
Lorraine Lopez has been coming after me since 2017.
Steve Simpson for the 3rd District. And we're going to get into Lorraine Lopez. It's interesting that someone brings her up because we're going to talk about this. Because why I had you on the show, Maddie's, is, when we spoke about, what we're talking about now prior to coming on the show, a lot of the stuff that you have experienced, I have experienced. So you validate me, right? And you make me feel like, okay, see, I'm not crazy. Like, this stuff does happen. Other people have said it also, but people are scared to come out and speak out about it. But I'm not, you're not, and I'm not saying anything negative about other people. Anthony DiMaggio is not, and I'm not saying anything about people who don't, because I get it. There is some things to be worried about, and that's what I want to start to talk about now. And you've been harassed, you've been blackballed. They've talked negatively about you. They've threatened you. Threatened your your husband, and now I guess you're maybe together now, but that your family and stuff like that. They've done nothing for you as of since, because you have been saying some things and speaking out. Now they kind of like just again blackballing you, leaving you out there, and then also you reached out for help to some of our council women, and you were in a situation where you really needed their help. And although they've come to your event and hijack it, they didn't help you with this. Tell me about that.
So, due to the gang stalking and the threats and the people contacting my family, council women contacting my family, other community leaders who you guys know and love, contacting my family members, it ended up being a situation where my in-laws actually kicked me and my husband and my children out. So we were homeless. Going from Airbnb to hotel to hotel. This was
I'm sorry to hear that.
While I was still doing what I needed to do in the community. What they were trying to do was silence me and stop me and make it a way so that I couldn't do what I needed to do. Not knowing that my mission is from God, and I do what I do because I'm supposed to. Service to others is the rent we pay to occupy this earth.
Absolutely.
And so I kept on doing what I needed to do. The apartment that I moved in is in District 1. And so I know very well that is Councilwoman Shanae Natalie Williams' district.
That's right. Councilwoman Shanae Williams is the representative of District 1. She's the councilwoman who we just mentioned, whose boyfriend had his apartment destroyed by Tasha Diaz's aide, Brenton Bullock, according to sources. Sources are alleging. And there was a message by her boyfriend in reference to that. So there's something did happen. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. And so I literally, long story short, there's an infestation that's going on. Like, it's bad. This is a 3-family house in District 1. And it's bad. It was bad before I moved here. The rats are running all in the front yard. In the basement, the entire basement is covered in black mold.
Hold on 1 second. Really quick, I'm sorry. I just want to stop you there. You have 4 kids, and you're saying that your apartment, the 3-family home that you're staying in, the basement has black mold. Now, that's very dangerous. I was just in an apartment a few days ago that had black mold. Now, what's going on? Have you reached out to Councilwoman Shanae Williams, who represents your district and represents you ultimately?
Yes, Freddie. And here's why I initially reached out. Because the carbon monoxide meter went off, and it was going off for 24 hours. I called the landlord. I called the super. Neither of them answered. The next day, there was a gas leak throughout the entire building and into the street. This is when myself and the first floor tenant, I called the fire department, the fire chief. She called the fire department, to which the fire department came over here and saw that we were not lying. When they walked up my stairs to take a meter read of the level of the CO2, carbon monoxide, he was telling me that the normal level was supposed to be at a 10. And my apartment and the living room where we were sitting at all day was at a 49.
Wow, it's 39 more. I don't know wow.
Yes, it
and
was
so Shanae Williams helped how?
She didn't. She didn't even reach out when she saw the pictures on Facebook. See, we sit on a lot of the same councils and coalitions together.
You and Shanae Williams?
Me and Shanae Williams. So not only was she not saw the pictures, I reached out to her personally myself. She didn't have anything to say, to which I then had to reach out to her secretary, who then responded to me saying that she would put in a ticket with the city of Yonkers. This was in February. So I go on, I'm waiting for our court date to come with my landlord. We go to court. I let them know what's going on in the apartment, and I also let them know that the councilwoman from my district put in a ticket with the city of Yonkers, and they said, well, it's interesting because they put in a ticket in February. It's April now. Why hasn't the city of Yonkers come to your apartment yet? To which I didn't have an answer, and they told me to go back and inquire, to which I CC'd an email to the mayor, Councilwoman Shanae Natalie Williams, her secretary, and 2 other people asking, but letting them know that my lawyer wanted to see a copy of the ticket that they had sent through. This is when they only sent me like the top part of it that verified that a ticket was placed under my name, but nothing below it saying that the ticket was ever sent.
Wow.
So I informed them that the court let me know that there needed to be an inspection before the next court date. I let them know what the court date was, to which they said, okay, we'll put in another ticket, but if you've already put in a ticket, you shouldn't need to put in another ticket.
Right.
And on top of that, when the city of Yonkers showed up, they showed up 3 days later. The first time they showed up, they said they slipped a letter in our door. We didn't receive the letter because the people who live on the second floor from us, they steal from us a lot. And so we've been telling the landlords that as well, so we've been saying that in court. The second time they came, I only caught them because I just so happened to be looking out of my window when I seen their car pull up. Now, I was going to my door to go downstairs to, greet them because I figured they were coming here to me. But when I opened my door, a letter fell out of my door, to which they said that I wasn't home that day, so they couldn't come and inspect the apartment, that I am being violated for the stuff sitting outside of my door. To which I immediately called the head of the Youngsters Department to let him know that not only was I sitting in my house, I have a video of you pulling up and leaving. I told him I didn't know who was paying him off.
Right.
But whoever is paying him off is about to get him in an extreme amount of trouble.
Right.
So well, around and came back here.
Well, I just want to kind of just get to just so we can kind of squeeze everything in there, right? So Shanae basically Williams did nothing to help you. You sent her pictures of this black. But let me just finish. Okay, right. I was going to get to that. Hold on one second. So Shanae Williams didn't do anything for you. You sent her the pictures of the black mold. Now you're a mom with 4 kids living in this condition. The building department really wasn't doing much, or anyone, coming out to really do an inspection and see the actual condition, how horrible they are. And this is not the first time I've been in apartments with this mold issue stuff too here in Yonkers very recently. And that's it. Nothing was actually done. So you then reach out to Corazon Pineda Isaac. And what did she say exactly to you?
Listen, that woman is a godsend in my opinion, because I didn't reach out to her. She saw the pictures that I posted of me and my children in the hospital on Facebook.
So she reached out to you.
She reached out to me.
Okay, and what did she say?
Was everything okay? She asked me the exact address that I lived in. I told her. She said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry because that's District 1. Had you been across the street, you would have been in my district, and I would have come to help you."
So she didn't come because you were not in her district.
Yes.
Wow.
And in my opinion, I'm so grateful she reached out. But as a public servant, it doesn't matter what district someone is in.
They that's what they say all the time. I mean, Tasha Diaz says it. It doesn't matter what district. I'm here to feed anybody that needs it. Well, it shouldn't matter what district.
But my district is.
Yeah.
Right after they say it doesn't matter.
Right, really quick, Carolyn Elizabeth Marie says the truth is coming out in the wash. I will humbly come on and tell my story. Carolyn, I apologize. Maybe there's miscommunication. I thought I was still waiting on you, but I'm ready. We can do tomorrow. Let's go. This is the time. Anyone who speaks the truth is a target. Together we can stand together and expose them. That's why I said it can't get everyone, right? I know for a fact a certain incident when Maddie was targeted, they are bullies. That's right. Another John Limo says, God bless you, Maddie. Stay strong. Anything I can do to help, reach out. Hashtag all the way up. Say no to Nader says, yo, Denise Robinson is Shanae's secretary. She's too busy with her event management business. That's right. Not Denise, is Deanna, whatever her name is. She is. That's right. She's doing her whole public relations thing. She don't even show up to work. That's right. They're milking the mother system. They're taking our taxpayers' money, and enough is enough because we're all getting crapped on. People are getting pushed out of their apartments, their homes, becoming homeless because you can't easily find another place to live. They don't even help people that are living in conditions like you. What are they there for? What are they there for? And then when you speak out, what happens, Maddie? What do they do when you speak out? Tell them.
I just found out that I had been sleeping with Hector Santiago, and that's why we're having issues. And I also found out that I lost all of the weight after giving birth because I'm on drugs.
Right. So when you speak out, that hold on. Let's just let Maddie. Hold on 1 second. Let's just kind of keep it in the order, right? Just so we don't lose the people. So when you go and speak out and speak the truth, they then try to retaliate. They do things, whether it's threaten you or they start to spread rumors about you. And now very recently, one of the rumors that they've been spreading about you is that maybe you are on drugs or something because you've lost some weight or whatever, or that you may have some mental health problems, right? Two things which, if you think that someone is suffering from these things, these are not crimes. Help them. Call them and help them. Don't go and talk about it to everybody. It's not the way you do it. And if you do that, you are not really a good person or have good intentions. Right. So tell me about that.
Right, Freddie. And Carolyn, since you said that you're here to tell our truth, I'm going to tell it.
Well, tell me about but just tell me about what they were saying, the rumors that they were saying about you.
Yes, and so apparently my husband beats me. And Tasha Diaz has been taking care of all of my children since they've been born.
She has?
That's what she says. I have 3 boys who have never met her. My daughter met Tasha Diaz when she was 2. Tasha Diaz hangs around one of my sisters, the same sister she's been paying off to tell lies about me.
Well, Tasha Diaz has adopted some adopted kids, I believe, right?
Yeah, never my kids though. My kids are.
No, I know not yours, but I know.
Yeah.
Well, she thinks she could adopt everybody. I guess she's looking for that money. Now, so she, you've been threatened not just by elected officials, female, but also by males here in the city of Yonkers. Tell me about that.
Yes, males are willing to attack women in such a vicious light. Hector Santiago has attacked everything I've done. This man has single-handedly choked. In 2018 and in 2020, he let me know, and both of those years that I was nobody, I was never going to be nobody. Nothing I did in this community mattered because he didn't have no part in it. And he was going to make sure I was ruined. This is what he said.
You know what, Maddie, I wasn't there. I didn't witness it, right? It's your word against his if he was to, go into a court or whatever. But what I will say is I believe you because I experienced that same situation with him. He, is, very nasty, and he was very nasty to my wife, even messaging my wife, and I had to tell him to stop, and then he, he was getting weird. So I had to even, go see him, and, and it ended up not being well for him. It didn't. And so, because he was very disgusting to my wife, calling her a B word in front of my face, and then he tried to tag me. Could you believe the guy? He tried to tag me, and it just didn't turn out good for him, And so, and I don't, and what that day when I had that incident, what stood in my mind was what he said. And it was something that he brought up Tasha Diaz and Lorraine Lopez. Yeah. And ever since that day, I said, those two, probably sent him to do that. They did.
Yes.
And you have similar issues. Tell me about that.
Yes. And so I didn't know Lorraine or Tasha Diaz. I guess I met them through Yonkers Voice, posting in Yonkers Voice. They just started targeting me out of nowhere. I don't know.
And what were they doing? Targeting you in what sense?
Just anytime I would post a comment or have an opinion, they would tell me my opinion was stupid or wrong or this out of nowhere. Just having a generalized thought. That was a problem for them. But then it got worse when Tasha started to run, when she decided she was going to run. Now, I believe something along the line was said to where I asked Lorraine, what has Tasha done? Not in a brutal way, like, oh, what has Tasha done? I'm not voting for her.
Well, you want to know.
I wanted to know what she did. Right. Because mind you. I'm in District 1. She
Right.
wasn't even on my ballot. That's number one.
Latasha's District 3.
Whatever her district is, she wasn't on my ballot. So
Right.
I couldn't have voted for her or not, but I couldn't have done anything.
Right. So what happened?
I wanted to know what impact she had on the community,
right.
and even that it was a good one, so that I could share
right.
the impact that she had, because the community members coming from my organization ask me about candidates
right.
all the time.
Well, right. So what happened? Tell me. I mean, I want to what it ended up happening because you asked.
Well, it ended up in Tasha Diaz just sending people for me. It started when I guess she won. We were doing a walk after she won her race. It was a lady named Mo Better made a walk or something. I run a Yonkers Peace March here in Yonkers, so I figured if I'm a part of the Yonkers Peace March, I should do other walks within Yonkers as well to bring the community together.
Right.
So me, John Rivera, and Prince Robinson, who are together the Yonkers Peace March Association, we took that walk.
Right.
Now, as we were walking, Nikisha Osborne is one of Tasha Diaz's secretaries, or one of her cousins or something. One of the little minions that likes to do her dirty work a lot. She kept on coming up behind us, like really listening, and I couldn't understand why she was even coming up behind us in the first place.
Like in a threatening manner?
The story that she told was a stark difference from what happened. Literally, we were just talking about the candidate who had won. And John brought up Tasha Diaz, and I said, you know what? I said initially, I didn't really know anything much about what Tasha Diaz did, but what I can say about Tasha Diaz is that once she got into office, she hit the ground running. She did everything she said she was going to do.
Right.
And so I'm proud that she took the initiative to run. That's what I said.
Okay. So, but what was the problem though? I mean, I know you weren't saying nothing bad, but so what happened though?
Well, this is what the problem was. So I didn't know there was a problem, and so I went home and left. And listen, mind you, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant with my second son at this point.
Right.
I didn't know there was a problem until I left home. I went home and found out that I said to London Reyes that I hate Tasha Diaz and that he should run again because he should have won. To which I was able to refute, but London Reyes ran for county legislator. He didn't even run against Tasha Diaz.
But I mean, so what happened? So what did it do? I mean, what was the retaliation? You know, I understand all the things that were said in between, but what was the?
Tasha Diaz decided to then go around the community,
right,
spreading rumors to Lorraine Lopez and Hector Santiago, as well as Desiree Ditmore. She decided to spread rumors such as my husband was beating me. She was going around telling several community members and community partners that I had that they shouldn't work with me because my husband beat me. That she's been taking care of my dirty kids their entire lives. That people shouldn't work with me because I'm on drugs.
And this is all from an elected official or a majority leader from District 3. And they say that, I'm stalking her or I harass her. You know, the Yonkers Voice loves to say that. The Yonkers Voice loves to say that she's threatened other council members, other elected officials, her colleagues. She's threatened members of the community on camera. Yet the Yonkers Voice continues to say that I'm stalking her and, that I'm the problem and never makes any references to what she's done. And this is why I tell people the Yonkers Voice is not an honest, genuine guy. He's good for covering accidents. Let it be that. But that's it. Really quick, Elizabeth Marie says, and she's also been retaliated on for speaking out as well. Councilman John Rubel just sent the building department after me, something that they've been doing to me and I've been dealing with for almost 2 years, all because I spoke with Matt Gallagher advocating for the seniors, the same man that offered me a job not to run against him when he ran for re-election. And, that's a big no-no. So we got to make sure we keep pumping that message out there and letting them know that he did that, Carolyn. And yes, Carolyn has only been advocating for seniors. And, they're retaliating on her and they're retaliating on the seniors. They're not letting them get into their center over there on McLean just because they're upset. Like, really? That's some really childish, immature, stupid stuff, man. But that is our city government. And that is why I'm like speaking out and just crazy, dumbfounded, baffled by how this is a government, a real government of a city this size.
I'm baffled that Tasha Diaz said out of her mouth to me that because she thought I was talking about her, to which I asked her to produce any form of knowledge, paperwork, anything.
So what is she?
I've been talking about you. She couldn't produce shit. Freddie.
So what? But what did she say to you though? Right? No, but what did she say to you? I know she.
That as a result of her thinking that I was talking about her, that she not only went to go look up to see whether my 501c3 was legit, which it was, she went to go and she cut down the sign on my business. Not only did she cut down the sign on my business, which is crazy because it's happening to a lot of people right now where signs are getting cut down.
Hold on, Maddie. Let me. Right, hold on. So you're saying that, and I'm gonna just she said that you saying that she cut down the sign to your business, right? Now let me tell you something, folks. This has been happening to me, and I've been wondering who's been doing it. And the thing is that I took down this camera that I have in the front, right? Because I'm doing something I'm gonna install. But I have all cameras on the inside and right in the front door. But it just happens to be an area where the camera I had up, I recently took down. And then that's when, because they were doing this, that's why we ended up putting cameras up. And then when I took it down, because I'm doing some change in that particular area, then it started again. They cut the stuff for my sign. And I'm like, it has to be someone doing this intentionally. There's no way or no other way. And you could tell that they're trying to pull it on the other side. And it's sad that when you told me that, I said, wow, because I never mentioned that to you, right? I said, wow, is that who's doing it? So what are you, Tasha? You sending people over to Tasha Diaz? Wow. Jimmy Nolan, somebody said Jimmy Nolan will help you call him. He works in any district. He helped me with my trees and I live in Yonkers. Well, yeah, how did he help you? Because I called him up. He said he was kind of busy. I ain't gonna lie. He said, I don't got time right now. Carolyn says they let them in, but won't them have elections for a new board. Councilman Rubo said the boards were too much trouble. So Steve Sansone won't go against it, right? And Steve Sansone said that they were just waiting to get the list together. Whatever happened to that, Steve? You got to do it within a certain time, Steve, because according to the charter, they're only given a certain time. So if you wait longer than that, then you're going to mess up. And it's going to avoid it. And you know that, Steve. And you know that, Steve. All right, come on, Steve. I like you, guy. Don't do that to me, man. Show me something different. Have you tried calling Lakeisha, the city council president?
Oh,
no.
Why? Yeah. She's a part of them.
Exactly, right? Why would you? I mean, she did say that, Wilson Kimball, who was investigated for fraud by the Inspector General of New York State and corruption, was going to be in her ear, guiding her as a city council president. Zahi Jerris, who went to jail for 4 years for corruption, extortion, and blackmailing, ran her campaign, and she thanked him for the win.
Wow.
So, I mean... Thanks. That's okay, Maddie. Apparently, I'm bipolar, alcoholic, child abusing, domestic terrorist with homicidal ideations. Welcome to the Slandered by Spano Club. That's Anthony DiMaggio, the former Yonkers police lieutenant who's been coming on my show every Friday. He was on this Saturday. We missed Friday, but we got on thing, so check it out. And we'll be on again. So more and more people are coming out. More and more people are speaking their truth. And the more and more people come out, the less people become afraid because they know it's a lot of us now. You can't target everyone. And if they do, it's going to become obvious when all the people that are having problems are the ones that are speaking out. I mean, come on. All right. I've had issues with the building department. That's why I started doing this. They affected my business, my money, my wife's, health, my wife's emotions, making her upset and crying. And that bothered me. You know what I'm saying? And then they're affecting you, Maddie. They're threatening you. Hector Santiago, from what you told me, threatened you. He said he called your, your baby father.
Just the other day, he called the father of my children to let him know that he needed to handle me or that Hector was going to handle him.
So Hector said that if he doesn't handle you, that Hector was going to handle your baby's dad?
Yes.
Hector can't handle nobody. I've proven that over there.
Right. We don't do that over here. We don't do any of that. If Hector had the opportunity, he will put his hands on me, but I don't let him get close enough to me.
Well, this is the problem, Maddie. I don't want to get into that beef and whatever. I want to just stick to the facts.
I'm listening, but it's like I'm getting really tired of the games talking.
No, I get it. But
all over my social media, but they wanted to take my business down. They were going to try to play some money laundering on my business if my 501c3 wasn't active and credible.
They're just trying to scare you.
Tasha said that to me out of her own mouth.
Tasha Diaz said that she investigated you. She was looking into you. And I know they've done this to me. You know, the city council president's aide said this in front of very prominent people who are not going to lie if this ever goes to court and they have to testify, that she was that were looking into me. The city council president looking into me and looking into child pornography. I was told this by multiple people, actually, that she's looking into my information and all that stuff. That's what these people do. That's what they do. I don't care, because I ain't got nothing to hide. None to hide. Everything I've ever done has been legit, and the way I put my stuff, you're not going to find what you're trying to look for anyway. Okay, because I made sure of that from before I knew you folks. You know what I mean? I learned.
It's very real. And if you make me file for defamation of character, I'm filing for emotional distress. I'm filing for everything that comes along with everything that you guys have caused me.
Yeah. This guy says if Freddie can beat up Hector, an 85-year-old nun can take Hector. I guess so, man. I guess so. If I can beat him up, that's right. But nobody's yet to, you know, what's up? Because listen, and this is what I do want to say, Maddie, because, you know, it's very clear that obviously that some of our officials are willing to, you know, go as far as attacks, you know, get violent, you know, get nasty, verbally nasty on, you know, social media, over the phone, through text messages. You've experienced it. I have. Others, they use the building departments and other agencies to try to screw with you, especially if you own a building.
The organizations that they pay off, they will attack other organizations for them.
Right. They won't fund you if you have an organization and stuff like that. So, you know, but the big thing is about the threats and physical threats, because, you know, Hector Santiago has tried to get physical. You know, I had to handle that. And then after he lost, he went to the police, tried to report me. But this is a man that has a record, a history of, you know, of domestic violence against, you know, the mother of his child. And I'm not going to say too much out of, you know, for respect of her, but I heard some really disgusting things. And, you know, and it's horrible that the fact that city officials and, you know, and I love the Yonkers police, but maybe they shouldn't be associated with someone who has a domestic violence history that bad, that's well known, because a lot of people know about it, right? But this is what I want to say, like, that they got to be careful with that, because not everybody that you do that to is going to go hide. Some people will bring the pain. Some people will come back. Some people don't want to smoke, but will let, you know, make that mother smoke clear if the smoke appear. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want people to understand, only because I'd rather it not go to that point, because trust me, I had people come to my office and it had to kind of get physical. I got physical with Hector. He was mentioning Tasha Diaz and Lorraine Lopez. Right. And I believe that without a shot. And here's what's crazy. After that incident, I never told nobody, because as a, you know, as a man who I am now, that's kind of an embarrassing thing. I don't want to be out there fighting. Right. So I never told anyone about it. But then I went to an event for the Democratic Party. They were, you know, having a fundraiser for a candidate. I don't even want to say his name. And people knew about it, right? The city council president, Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, comes up to me. It's the first time I ever spoke to her. And she made a comment like, I hear you're still good with your hands. And I was like, what? And she said, I heard about the Hector Santiago thing. And I was like, what? Why would she even hear about that? Yeah. And then another individual said, hey, I heard in that same, you know, that maybe 5-10 minutes after, hey, I heard about you in Santiago. And I said, what? I said, how are you guys hearing about it? Oh, everybody's talking about it. What? I said, the word on the street is that I saw him. I jumped out my car and I just started beating him up. That's totally not what happened. The police saw the video. They didn't arrest me because he attacked me and I had to defend myself. That was just it. You know what I mean? So, and I want to be very clear. Don't go that route with certain people, you know, because certain people will come back. Listen, you know, I'm not out there to be fighting and none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm here to do. You know, no one should be doing this, but definitely, most definitely, just be careful, because some people got resources, know how to deal with things like this, and it could just get bad and it go worse for you guys, right? Because you're the elected officials. Okay. So how long do you want to go with that? How long do you want to go to war with somebody? Right. Especially if you take it to that level. How long do you want to go to that war? So be careful who you do things to, you know what I'm saying? Because not everybody is going to go and hide. Not everybody just going to come back, maybe just saying stuff, but that's about it. Some people is going to come back, you know what I'm saying? And I put that out there as a preventative, proactive measure. Please. Right. Please. Right. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm definitely not backing down. Definitely not going nowhere. So, you know, none of that's going to scare me. And if anything, that's just going to cause more problems. right? It's gonna create something that really didn't have to be created. The administration and councilmen, and that's not to sound tough or nothing like that. It's just, it is what it is. So however you want to take that, it is what it is. The administration and Councilman Rubo made this personal. He is coming after my children's home. Yet the week before, asked the seniors not to protest in front of his home because of his kids. And I told you, Carolyn, that's why you should have let them do it. This is what I'm telling you. You cannot put on the gloves when they're hitting you bare knuckles. You cannot, take it soft with them when they're going hard. You can't. You cannot. You're going to lose every time. And you're going to be in the same rut. Time to take off the gloves. Time to hit them up bare knuckle. Put it all out there. That's it. Right. Let's go. This is the time. You either do it now or you don't. That's it. But this is the time. Okay, you cannot worry about their feelings, their family, because damn sure they're not concerned with your feelings and your families. And I know that because they come after my family. Obviously, they come after your family. They've come after other people's families, wives, and children. There's no, limit to what they do, right? And Anthony DiMaggio will tell you that. We spoke about this, right? So you cannot worry about, being nice to them at all, right? No. And if they're the parents of these kids and you're worrying about their kids, guess what? Their kids are going to grow up to be the same way. That's how they're learning from their parents, and they're like that, right?
That's my biggest issue. That's my biggest issue.
Right? So
saying to children that
you have to be I know you're playing. It's not about you.
Turn around and this is how they are. Like, it's terrible.
Somebody says, well, Maddie run in District 1. We will support her. There you go. Boom, shakalaka, Maddie. You're getting some support. I'm telling you, folks.
I will run in District 1 if you guys raise the money for it. I absolutely will run. And I can make the promise right now that I'm nobody else's champion but the people's champion. I'm a champion for anybody who needs the assistance.
It's time to allow people that can be, that are real community people that have a proven track record of helping the community, right?
Yes.
Somebody says, Anthony DiMaggio says that Anthony DiMaggio is a, former Yonkers police lieutenant, 15 years. Yes. So he knows. He says that Hector, that Hector guy owns the YPD brass. Is that true, YPD? He instructed two chiefs to speak with Danny Sullivan at the coffee with their cop event last week after they initially refused. But on Hector's orders, they had to hear Danny out. Hector runs the show, really. This guy that is known for beating the mother of his child. This is what I'm saying. And how does Tasha Diaz run the police? Because it seems that the Yonkers Police Department have covered up things for Tasha Diaz, things that were criminal. And I love the Yonkers police. But guys, don't get yourselves caught up for Tasha Diaz. Don't ruin your reputation now for Tasha Diaz. That's the same Sandy Anabi thing, guys. She's going down like Sandy Anabi. It's only a matter of time. So don't get caught up in that, Yonkers police. Don't cover for that woman, because I know of some incidents that happened that you guys covered up. Not all of you, but some people within the department have covered up. And that's not cool. That's not cool. Not especially when you guys took me to jail for some stupid trespassing when I was leaving my father's building, and you didn't even want to check to see if he lived there, and you made me spend time in the freaking jail overnight. That was the one and only time I was arrested. So you better go arrest her ass.
And several other police officers one day were gang stalking me and threatening to beat my ass. And
wait, hold on. What did you say? You said police officers? Hold on.
I called the police commissioner who sent a detective to my house. I called the police as well. No one did anything when these people were threatening to whoop my mentally disturbed ass. Nobody did anything, but they told me that I could sue, but not to sue her as Councilwoman Tasha Diaz, to sue her as just Tasha Diaz.
Who's told you this?
Not. I'm going to sue her as the title that she bullied me as.
No. You're going to sue her as Tasha Diaz personally, and as Tasha Diaz in the official capacity as Councilwoman and Majority Leader. So that's how we're going to be writing it up. All the lawsuits are coming, baby. We should just do a big class action lawsuit. If you have not been hired and you've been putting in your job application for a city job for years and years, overlooked, and you got a clean record, you don't know why, you got everything that they're looking for, but yet you have not been hired, let's do a class action lawsuit. Let's do it, baby. Yonkers, we got to do it, because they're kicking people out. Doesn't matter what color you are. They're kicking the Irish out. They're kicking the Italians out. Small businesses, they want you gone. Affordable housing, they don't really want to put any up. So they, you know what they're doing? They're doing the senior ones, right? Because they want to focus on that, so we could think that they're doing stuff for affordable. And I'm not saying that seniors don't need it, but we need new affordable housing also, because that's a huge need. There's a lot of families that really need that, right? That's what they need. You know, the schools need to be improved. What's up with that? Our schools are bad. They're horrible, man, for real. Nothing about the teachers, the staff, none of that. I'm talking about the people who are in charge. Tasha Diaz is the chairwoman of the education committee, and she never talks about education. Never talks about education. This is what she's best known for. No, that's my beat. This is what she's best known for.
Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping.
She said that in a meeting. A city council meeting, let's get it popping, the day or the night that she killed the affordable housing ordinance that would have doubled the affordable housing stock here in the city of Yonkers, which means that people who need affordable housing, who are having trouble right now, or who would like to move out of their apartment because the condition sucks, but they know that they can't find another affordable apartment, so they're forced to stay there. Thank Tasha Diaz, the majority leader, okay? Because I don't think she likes black people. I don't think she likes black people.
We need the butter chicken because we're greedy.
No.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want some of the butter chicken. So thank you.
This is what our majority leader said at the Indian flag raising.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want some of the butter chicken. So thank you.
What kind of elected officials do we have here in the city of Yonkers running our politics? And I hear that she's called members of within the council broke bees because she thinks she's so fly now because the developers are giving her money. That's why she killed the housing ordinance. That's why she screwed over people who need affordable housing, because the luxury developer guy said, yo, we don't want that, Tasha. Come on, Tasha, darling. We'll hook you up. That's what happened, in my opinion. And she became majority leader for that, in my opinion, for Zahi Jerris. That was a favor he did for these people. He made the real money, and he let her become majority leader. That's in my opinion. But I have to say that for legal reasons, folks. But I believe it to be true, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Checkmate. The administration also sells the jobs. Also, if you work on campaigns, you get a job. The other jobs are given out because of DNA. That's a fact. And folks, just wait on it. I got something that I'm cooking up on that to prove it to you. Cooking. Oh, yeah. I'm going to prove to you that people pay for jobs. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to prove it to you. I ain't going to say no more than that. Cooking. And you can't deny it when I prove it to you. Cooking. I can't wait. Folks, this is Freddie Vasquez. I'm Basement Politics. I'm here with Maddie Cheatham Cheatham from Pamela's Big Heart Foundation. She is a local community activist, the executive director of a nonprofit here that's doing a lot, that's partnered up with other organizations. I've seen it. I've been to her events. She's helped donate to my organization to help me give out to people. So she's the real deal. And when you're the real deal, this is what happens to you. You got to start seeing the pattern. When you truly want to help people and you're the real deal, you end up getting blackballed. They start rumors about you. They threaten you. Now, tell me about this thing, Maddie, because I'm going to wrap it up here soon, but it's just so good. I don't want to let you go. There's these, and I said this before. I said, what is it with this issue with, I feel like the city of Yonkers likes to deal with, criminals. Yeah. Right? Especially recently, we've had a rash of city employees being arrested for crimes that involve hurting children, especially, soliciting children for sex, firemen, person that worked for housing. One individual killed a 16-year-old kid driving drunk, city worker, and the teacher for the sexual thing. What's going on here? Why do they seem to be attracted to individuals that have shady past? And I'm not saying we don't have to give individuals a second chance, but there's so many individuals in Yonkers that don't have a shady past that have been trying to get a job that get overlooked.
It's very much so easy to corrupt someone who's already corrupted.
Good point, Maddie. I like that.
But even if those people who are already corrupted really don't want to do it, you can then blackmail them. You can then, it's just
Maddie, that's good.
They're corrupt. You're not gonna be able to come to somebody like me, like, I'll give you $1 million if you do this, and to these people. But why? Because what have those people ever done to me? Why? My answer would be no, and it was no 3 times already to hurting other people.
Right. So then now they don't help you because you wouldn't hurt other people.
There's no amount of money that anybody in this world could pay me to hurt another human being for any reason other than hurting my children.
You know, Maddie, that's unfortunate that
I don't have the right to put my hand. I don't have the right to take my mouth and make somebody else be somebody that they're not. I don't have the right to do those things to people, and I wasn't raised like that.
And they have no problem doing that. They've done it to me. I mean, they've gone and said some of the nastiest things about my wife, and they know that I don't care. I have thick skin. Thank you. I know, and that's what made me mad. But then now, like, she's like, whatever. And so, you know, they know that they could say stuff about me, and I'm like, whatever, I don't care. So they have to go after my wife in order to try to get a reaction out of me, and that's so sad. That's why Hector was calling my wife a B. Right to my face. Yo, dudes, you married. Another man's calling your wife a B right to your face. Tell me, what are you going to do? Right? And thank God that he swung first. Right? I say that because that allowed me to do and not get in trouble. So I said, thank you, God. I appreciate that gift, you know, but you know, that was so disrespectful, man. Like, this dude, like, don't even like, he don't even realize. He just doesn't. That's all I'm going to say. He don't even understand. Like, seriously, like, he just does not understand.
And speaking to
God bless him.
Friends of Hector's, I heard he was bullied as a kid. And
so
that's to me that you would grow because of his hair, his alopecia.
Right.
So that's to me that you would go through that and grow up and to choose to be that. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know how that feels. So why would you continue to put that on anyone at any age?
Well, you know, bully people, you know, bully other people, right? They say hurt people, right?
Freddie, I was bullied as a kid.
Well, not everybody.
I'm the way I am today, though, Freddie.
Well, it's like this. It's like this. You grew up in the hood and you see, like, I saw a lot of drugs and stuff and all that stuff. And, you know, and I could have either went that route and started, you know, and then just messed up my life, or I went a different way. So I want to, you know, get out in the hood. I want to, you know, have my family, be married. And that's what I did. So it just depends. But a lot of times hurt people. And that's their own trauma that they inflict on other people, you know, and it's sad. And you know, and the only reason why I even mention it and mention him is just because, you know, this is a person that elected officials engage, utilize, right? Fund, give money to the Yonkers police. Meanwhile, they're out here doing these things that are illegal crimes, you know, hurting people, threatening people, right? I don't get it. And then, you know, and then even Tasha Diaz, right? Like, I mean, she seems to steer money into certain directions where I was like, you know, is this your crew of people that, you know, you send out to do things or whatever? I mean, is that what it is? Are they using, you know, individuals who are tough, who have, you know, street reputations, who have prison records, you know, especially for violent prison records, to control wards and districts here in the city of Yonkers? And to control anyone who you know, speaks out or opposition, because that's what it seems like to me. And that's why I put out that message, like, just let's not, you know, be easy, because, you know, you don't never know where things could go and for what. You know what I'm saying? And then the sad thing is that these elected officials are utilizing people that they don't even really know what they're doing. They think they're doing something, and they're manipulating them and getting them into more trouble, getting them into more problems, and then they walk away after they throw them under the bus. Because trust me, a lot of y'all are gonna go under the bus for them. They're not gonna be there for you. You're just a tool right now, and they don't see that, because everybody want to get their little fit in, get in where they fit in, right? That's what they say, get in where they fit in, right? So, and that's not okay. And so I'm sorry that that's happened to you, but I can believe what you're going through, because I have gone through it. I know other people that have gone through it, and so this is very real. This is not lies. People in our city government are nasty, vicious people who are not good, who lie to the community, who will do whatever it takes to maintain their position within our government. And it's just unfortunate that this is what we have here, and we have to vote them out next year, Maddie, right? Election 2023, we got to vote them out. District 1, District 3, District 5, and the mayor's seat. And we got a District 1 is where all those developments are going up, where they're kicking out a lot of people, Maddie, right? What's going on with these owners?
I've lived in District 1 my entire life, and I've never been so upset about it. And what I'm saying right now is, If the people want me to run, I'll run.
Well, we definitely, Johnny Limo said it. Johnny Limo said if you get on the ballot, he will raise any money needed to win for you. So you got to get yourself on the ballot. There you go. Right?
Johnny, I will get on that ballot. I'm on it tonight.
That's right. So you need to get on it. John Limo from MPAC now has put it out there. He's asked me to put it out there.
Awesome organization. I love MPAC.
He's sponsoring people like you who want to run, who want to create change, who are genuine about it. If they can get on the ballot, he will then help raise money with you. He will even give you a campaign headquarters space, internet, computer, office supplies, help you with strategy, and really push you because people want to create change here. And so now it's become like a team effort, right? It's like we have to be a team about this, guys. So we're being a team, we're putting on this team effort. We have pure hearts, but don't mess with our kids or their home. That's right. And that's what I say. I say, I'll have a thick skin. I don't care what you say or whatever about me. People get mad when they say SMD to somebody, suck my what. I don't get mad about that because I'm like, I don't get it. First of all, if you're a guy that's not gay, why would you ask another guy to do that? I don't get it, right? Do you want? What if I say, yeah, I'm just saying. Would you do that, right? I don't get it. Like, why would you do that, right? But people get mad if you say that to them, right? So I don't care. As long as you don't mess with my family, my kids,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And my income, how I take care of my family, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is for me. Yeah, that's what it is for me. So anything else, I don't care what you say. Try to say I do, I was watching child pornography. I was going to put a billboard up to attack Latino leaders, which, by the way, folks, we have to recognize the Latinos that sell us out. Because there are a few, right, Maddie? Black and Latino, Hispanic that are selling us out up there, Maddie, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, tell us about really quick, like the because I tell people they're taking away the JFK Marina and Trevor Park. All right, that's going to be gone. They already sold it. They already sold JFK Marina, that whole plant there, and then they started using people in the community, black and brown people, using them. Right? We know how they talk about, we got these jobs coming. These are the jobs. They pay you to go and get signatures. They want you to get signatures so you can get the approval to do this, right? And then they sell it to you like it's going to be for the community, but it's not. And they scamming people into signing this. And then they pay if the jobs are really temporary. Once they get the number of signatures they need from the community, and they do the couple town hall meetings that they're required to do, they don't need the people no more. They don't give them any more jobs. They don't do these things they said they were going to do, and they end up doing some luxury stuff for rich people. And they're using black and brown to do this. This is sad. This is sad.
Yes, I was contacted by Desiree Bismore, who they made the head of their plant project for the Yonkers, and little did I know that Desiree was sent to me by Tasha Diaz to pretty much destroy my image in Yonkers. She did that by giving me a job with the plant project, and I was pushing the plant project agenda, to which I promised the community, once I saw a flaw in their project and in their plans, I would say something about it. And
so let me just kind of make it be clear. So the plant project, this is the plant over there at the JFK Marina that's been abandoned for a long time. And so this developer by the name of Layla Gorin of the Gorin Group, who actually worked for and did deals with Xtel, the developers that are building 7 buildings just not too far from the plant over there. She wants to she do some entertainment hall or whatever. She's talking about climate change or whatever. She went and hired you guys, right, to go out into the community and do community outreach to get signatures. And what did she say this was for?
She said that this was for the community to know what the plant project was doing. This was to garner support from the community for the plant project to make everything look good.
And what was the plant project? What was exactly the plant project?
In all honesty, I can't even tell you what the plant project was. And that's why I stopped pushing the agenda. That's why I told the community what I feel like they really want to do. I don't feel like they care about an entertainment hall for all in the community. They were also going to charge everybody in the community to even come and visit the marina and the new upgrades that they put there in the first place. Everybody was going to have to buy a park pass.
That's what I'm saying.
It was all about charging the community. It was never any space that they wanted to put for the community. Yes, it was going to beautify the community, but what was it going to do for the community?
And for who? For who?
And for who? Exactly.
Right.
It's for the elite.
Because again, they're replacing people, Matt. That's what you were talking about. They're slowly pushing people out by not fixing apartments, hoping that people just leave. That's why some of these apartments are under horrible condition.
Right now, they're hoping that I just leave. The landlord still hasn't come and fixed the repairs that the city of Yonkers said they had to fix, and they still haven't come and fixed the repairs that they should have repaired before I got here. They still haven't come. We went in court, and there was a ruling for us to vacate the premises. Our court date was supposed to be on the 17th, and they changed it to the 16th without me knowing. Now, the lady who's the court clerk actually gave me all the information to the landlord and their lawyer. She wasn't supposed to. She felt bad about what happened as far as the court date. I don't even know how they could change. I don't know any of that. I just know I went to court on the day I was supposed to, and she told me that it was changed.
A mother of 4 kids.
This is what the ruling was, buddy. That we have to vacate the apartment. They were supposed to send us a 14-day notice. This was back in July, the end of July 16th was when the ruling was made. They were supposed to send us a 14-day notice. We still haven't received the 14-day notice. They also, when I called the lawyer was telling me that I should sue their client, that I should sue their client another way, and that I should also sue the city of Yonkers. She also let me know that her client opted for us to not have to pay any of the rent that we owe if we just left. And so now we're just sitting here with all of this the way that it was before.
Well, make sure you document everything, Maddie. Make sure you take pictures. Make sure you record their conversations, because these people are sneaky, and this is how you do it. Carolyn Elizabeth Marie says, yes, I'm glad she brought that up. That is the time I'm aware Maddie was bullied. I had words with someone when they said that they wanted to call CPS on her. It was a group of women. It was horrible. Women should empower each other, not attack each other. And that's so sickening in what's happening here in the city of Yonkers. And I know I'm tired of it. I know a lot of people that are tired of it. And we're going to do something about it. We're going to speak up about it. We're going to continue right into next year, into 2023. If you're not registered to vote, register to vote. If you never voted before, you got to vote definitely next year, because they're kicking people out. That's why your apartments are not fixed, because no one's putting pressure on them. They want you out. That's why the schools are not fixed, because they want people out. No one's putting pressure to do any of this stuff to these investors that are coming in, buying up buildings, condemning them, getting people evicted. It's horrible. And people are living with black mold, disgusting, water, and broke down walls and sheetrock, and plaster, glass broken and stuff. And either they stay there or they out on the street.
Right.
That's horrible, man. And nobody cares.
When they take you to court, because once they say that you're evicted from the court, another apartment doesn't want to let you in.
Right, exactly. That's what people don't understand. So this is what they're doing. Another scam with Macy, right? So they're not fixing the apartment. So then Section 8 stops paying the rent until the landlord fixes the apartment. But then the landlord doesn't fix the apartment. So then the people start racking up this rent that they owe, and now the landlord takes them to court for that money that they owe, right? And then that's how they evict them. Right, and Macy doesn't care.
With your Section 8, they take your Section 8 from you.
Yep, that's what they're doing. And why is Macy allowing that? Because Macy's trying to get rid of people too. So they want people to lose their vouchers. They want people to leave Yonkers. Bottom line, people in the city of Yonkers, most of us are not welcome here anymore. They want most of us out of here. Point blank, period. Especially on the southwest and northwest side of Yonkers, they want you out. Bottom line. If you don't see that already, you need to open up your eyes and start realizing why your rent's going up, why your apartments are not getting fixed, why the schools are not getting fixed, why the roads are not getting fixed. It's time to wake up. And it's time to come out and say something, right? Because a lot of us are tough guys, right? We come out, we step up to anybody who mess with us. Well, let's step up to these elected officials, because they're messing with us. It's about that time, folks. And somebody says here,
just like us.
Carolyn Marie Elizabeth should run against John Rubo, but be very careful of Henry D. John Balaj. Henry, the angry Albanian. Yeah, he's the Albanian guy who connected to the Albanian mob from what I hear. You know what I'm saying? I had that conversation. I think they were trying to intimidate me as Zoop does a thing. I think, listen, I'm not saying they were. I took it that way a little bit. You know, I did have a couple Heinekens. I normally don't drink. But, you know, when they start to say certain things in a certain way, you know that they're trying to basically, you know, bring those things up to say, hey, this is what I got if you want to mess with me. So then I said, yeah, Albanian. Well, you know about the Italians, right? Little Italy. Well, those are the guys who taught me. That's what I told them. All right. And I learned a lot from the Italians, and I also learned about the Albanians because they did talk about the Albanians, right? There's like this whole thing with the Albanians and the Italians. The Italians call the Albanians the fake Italians. I don't want to start no problems with you guys. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I felt that was that little kind of like, you know, well, listen, I want to know some Italian too. What's up? And Puerto Ricans are crazy. Puerto Rican judo? Do you know the Puerto Rican judo? Puerto Rican judo. Anthony DiMaggio, they're slaves to incumbency and will destroy your lifestyle ruthlessly and without remorse if you pose a threat to their political brand. 1000%. I have witnessed that. That is so true. But now and then they go after the wrong person. Absolutely. I think they're going after the wrong people now, Anthony. It's more than one person, man. You know, you, Maddie, me, Carolyn has had enough of it, but it's not just Carolyn because I got several emails from people throughout the city are getting tired of it. People of all colors. It's white, black, brown, yellow. It doesn't matter. People are just tired of it, man. And when they say that they want things to continue going, right? They're trying to, like in the Yonkers Times and the Yonkers News Voice, Newswire and the Yonkers Voice. Oh, people are happy with Yonkers. They want it to continue like that. They don't want nothing to change. Who? How? When none of this is for the people of Yonkers. That's BS. That's BS. Like, it's so crazy that they don't even care what you think. They're going to tell you what to think. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Oh, come on, man, with those nasty comments, say no to Nader. I'm not even going to post that. Maddie, I want to run your social media campaign for free. I don't know who this guy say no to Nader is. Listen, folks, if we're going to do this realistic, you got to be serious. You got to be, you know, and show your face. You can't be anonymous, man, because that's not going to work. You're going to lose credibility. Change is coming. That's right. John Limo said it. John Rubio expects to be mayor of the administration, gets another term. He is promised deputy mayor. Watch his temper if he doesn't get it. Well, I don't think he's going to get it. And I hear that if Mayor Spano doesn't run again, that somebody was telling me about a woman. And it's funny because I just started, you know, I communicated with her. She mentioned, she commented it because I mentioned her, just Yesenia Tovar. She was recently placed on the planning board, appointed to the planning board. And I simply said, listen, we need to put people in these boards and committees that have a true understanding, have experience, have knowledge in city planning, right? So they can make the best decisions for the people and not be, you know, easily manipulated or there for the wrong reasons. So she responded to me and said that she had legal experience. That was it. And so I looked her up and I can see she's an insider. She's a district leader. Right? She has a lot of different things that she's doing. District leader. She's a television host for some Greenberg in New York State. I don't know what she's doing. You know, she's also a bunch of different stuff, but none of it has to do with planning or nothing really, you know, that's really robust, as John Rubio would say.
For 1 second, what I will say is I know you're saying so well personally, and I'm not sure what experience she has with the zoning board or planning. But what I do know and respect about Yesenia is that she's someone who will, if she is appointed somewhere, she will sit in that seat and she will not only learn what she needs to know, but she will put the best foot forward. Again, though,
Maddie, let me tell you how that works. I'm gonna tell you how that zoning board and the planning board and all that works. They're told what to vote. They're told how to vote. No if and buts about that. And the guy, listen, the way they did the zoning board, they removed 2 individuals without even telling them because they wouldn't vote their way. So they had them removed. They didn't even tell them. You know how they found out? They were watching the city council meeting and they were appointing new people. Yeah. Then the guy's like, wait a minute. There's no room. Wait a minute, am I getting replaced? And then they got a letter 3 months later officially notifying them, and they replaced them with a 21-year-old kid. One of them with a 21-year-old kid that his father is a real estate investor here in Yonkers. Wow. He owns 470 Nepperhan, where the Yonkers leases stuff for things that they got going on there. The building they once owned, and then they sold it, and then now they're leasing it. Why? Why rent? You know that it's better to buy it, right? So, and then, I see this, and it's not personal, like, right? And I don't want anyone that says Freddie has an issue with her specifically, forget her name, right? Let's take the name away. It's just anyone that's being appointed there should be knowledgeable, experienced, should know what they're doing, should not be connected with the same circle of individuals. And she's connected to individuals that are closely connected to a gentleman by the name of Zahi Jerris. And now I'm wondering, is she going to run for mayor? Is it because Corazon's going to run for mayor? So are they going to put her there to split the votes for the Latinas? So you see how they divide us? That's what they're going to do. So I'm going to put it out there, and it's not personal, but I'm going to bring it up. And if anything different, then I welcome you on my show. We can talk about it, and you can explain to me, because I did respond. I said, well, tell me what it is that, your experience, because she said, well, she had legal experience. Why did you want to do that? Because that's a volunteer position, so they don't make money, right? So and that's very boring stuff. I sat in a meeting, very boring. So why would you want to volunteer your time in this very boring stuff, right? A city planning, all that. What do you think you can contribute? How do you think you could help the residents, benefit the city of Yonkers by you being there? No response. No response. Of course not. Of course not. The mayor appoints Black, white, Latinos just to make them feel important. Fact is, they will all be doing whatever the mayor wants. 1,000%, folks. Listen, and I'm good at reading people, okay? And listen, I say it, I'm good at reading people. I guess she does a podcast also called The Voice, and I saw the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I'm good at reading people. That's all. She's just, someone put her there because they want her to vote the way they want her to vote. Bottom line, point blank, period. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I want everyone to prove. I want to be proven wrong on everything I've said. You know why?
You can't be.
No, not even. No, you know why? Because then that means that the city would be a lot better than it is.
That's true.
There wouldn't be no corruption, right? There wouldn't be. So anyway, Maddie, we've been on an hour and a half. If there anything else you want to say, you can touch on before we get up out of here. Pawns and don't even know it. You're right. You're absolutely right. Is there anything you want to say before we get up out of here? Anything that I didn't touch on?
No, Freddie, you touched on everything. I just want to thank everyone for listening tonight, and everyone who spoke out as well. It takes a village to raise a farm. It is going to take a village to raise our city back. I am going to put my name in the hat for city council, because I think I could do a phenomenal job in that position. And so thank you very much for the support, and Maddie from City Council, District 1.
Maddie, real quick, let them know how they can reach you, for anyone who wants to reach you.
Yes, you can reach me at Maddie, MADDIE, founder, FOUNDER, at Pamela the Big Heart Foundation.org.
Some people just love money and will go against the grain for it. If that means cross their own, they will. That's right. That's why money is the root of all evil. And
yes.
I'm glad that it doesn't dictate my life like it once did, because it really was all about getting that money. You know what I mean? But it doesn't dictate my life anymore. There's so much more to this world than just making money, and you don't really need. When you experience it, some people do, not all. Some people can want more, they're greedy. But some people, when you experience it like me, it's like afterwards, like, okay, and now, you got to find a real purpose, man. And, helping people, creating change, seeing people better their lives, that's an amazing thing. That's an incredible thing, to do. And I'm grateful because someone helped me once upon a time to help change my life. So that's what I want to pay forward. Manny, I appreciate everything you do. Someone says here, I'll pledge 500 to her campaign. Look at that. You're already getting campaign pledges. Maddie, you got to really start putting this together, man, and really think about what you want to do come next year.
Tonight.
I'm
starting tonight.
There you go. Because we need people that care. And so we're, going to do this, folks, because it's now or never. And some people say, you're wasting your time, or, nothing's going to change. I don't believe that, man. If I've had that attitude, and not to knock anybody or nothing, I'm just saying, if I thought that way, you know, I wouldn't have the life that I have today. You know what I'm saying? Because everything told
Right.
me I was gonna fail, be dead, or in jail, and I'm not.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm here now
Yes.
talking to the people, trying to make some change in the city that I was raised in. Ain't that
Yes.
something? That's incredible. I'm Freddie Vasquez. We have to come out and vote next year, folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate you guys. Maddie, I appreciate you so much. Oh, Maddie, what happened to all the millions of dollars that came down to Yonkers to give out to the organizations? No one reached out to us. Anyone reach out to you?
No one reached out to me. In fact, I reached out to them for help as far as my apartment, and they didn't get back to me for 2 months. And then after they got back to me, they told me they would give me a phone call, and I've never heard from Cluster Inc. Services again.
Unbelievable. So none of that money, though, that you know that was supposed to go to organizations. Some got it.
All of my clients got a no, and I think I sent 25 clients their way. All of them got a no.
Why didn't other ones get it, like me and you?
Listen, I can't even tell you that, buddy.
Why did the ones that got it?
Because they work for public officials.
I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics, folks. Maddie Cheatham
Yes, sir.
from Pamela's Big Heart Foundation, nonprofit organization, 501c3 here in the city of Yonkers that has been doing a lot for the community for a very long time, named after the mother of the executive director, Maddie Cheatham here, who I just spoke with and you guys heard tonight, doing amazing things. Continue doing what you're doing. Shout out to you. You know, say hello to the family for me. God bless you. May God protect you, because there's a lot of evil coming your way, I see. But that's what it is when you're all about the good. I'm Freddie Vasquez, folks. Thank you for having us. Peace out. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Folks, that was Maddie Cheatham from Pamela's Big Heart Foundation. Man, she had a lot of stuff to say. I was just trying to get it all in. That's stuff that we didn't even talk about. But the reason why I brought her in is because a lot of what she said resonated with me, because I have experienced it. So I know she's not lying. I mean, that thing where when she said that her sign was taken down, or they tried to take her sign down, her banner, yo, right away I said, yo, that's who's doing it then, because it's been happening to me. You guys are pathetic. You guys are sad. And it's even more sad that they're utilizing certain individuals that don't even know any better to do this to their own kind, their own people, or just to do it to people in general. That's why it's time that we vote these people out. And we make sure that we also get out those that are deep rooted, who have been in politics forever behind the scenes, controlling our elected officials, the puppets you see on the Yonkers City Council. Because those individuals must go too. They are the reason for it. And if they still remain, then we will continue to get candidates like we see now, or elected officials like we see now. So folks, don't forget, John Cater from Impact Now wants to help candidates who are genuine and seriously wanting to run for office next year. You must get on the ballot. He will double what you can raise, plus more. He'll provide you a headquarters space, computer, resources, office supplies, strategy sessions, whatever you need. He's done this before. It's nothing new to him. So reach out to John Cater at Impact Now, right? Impact Now. Check it out on Facebook. Go to the website, impactnow.com, or email him at jcater@impactnow.com. I'm Freddie Vasquez. You can reach me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. Happy Sunday. I'll see you next week. Be beautiful. Be blessed. As always, I love you. I do. I love you very much, man. I do. I love you guys. Great show, Freddie. Maddie, stay strong. Thank you, Lauren. And I'm going to try to get to you folks who have emailed me as soon as possible. You definitely probably hear from me by tomorrow if you haven't already. Thank you, folks. Have a beautiful and blessed evening.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
In another one, Mr. Rubo lied to me. And I don't vote for a person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Are we? Let's make it happen, guys. Make me happy today. That's a lot of stars. Are we? Let's make it happen, guys. Make me happy today.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want somebody butter chicken. I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want somebody butter chicken. I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want somebody butter chicken. So thank you.
Because que hablan español, the hopes that the people will follow, that my competition, the guy who always talks about me, we are the real McCoy. So that my competition, the guy who always talks about me, we are the real McCoy. So that we are the original cover. He only we are the leaders. Benefit him. Because he doesn't cover. He only talks trash.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
So that my competition, the guy who always talks about me, benefit him. Because he doesn't cover. He only talks trash. The hopes that the people will follow them, it's not working. Look at the numbers on their channel. They got 6 views, they got 7 views, they got 3 views. And even the 6 views that they have, it's all the same guy. He has about 20 fake profiles, and he watches all of his videos from all 6 or 7 or 20 or 30 fake profiles that he has.
Fatality.
No! I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I went to Yonkers Public School. I don't think you did. We can go on all night with this, honey. I was raised in housing. I was raised in housing. I was raised in housing. I was raised in housing.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
No!